Okay, here we go, y'all. Hey, I don't know. Must have been a little technical difficulty, but I did go on at 7 o'clock. But welcome, y'all. This is Miss Shirley OG Gardner, Cleveland, Ohio, Zone 6B. Um, and for all the ones who watching the replay, thank you so much. Hit that like button and show me that you like me just a little bit. Will be greatly appreciate. Like, share, and subscribe. Um, I had been talking earlier, and no one was in the chat, and now we had to go out and come back in, and boom, this is everybody. So, official Jamia, thank you for coming in this evening. Hey, Mike, the garden hoe. Hey, yeah. So I don't know what happened. You know, technology is not always the best technology, but nowadays we can't do without it to a certain degree. Thanks, Dolores. My brother Bammett, I don't think she's. Oh yeah, I've been on. It's just that I was in another frame, so I had to go out and come back in. Hey J3GS Farms, how are you? See, I'm looking at my phone to catch up on you guys because y'all popping up now. Thank you. Hello, Cheryl. It's just crazy. Uh, Mike, let me tell you, yesterday in Cleveland, it got up to 89 degrees. It was miserable yesterday. It was hot and it was muggy. Today, it been raining on and off. It's already down to 67 degrees and cool, but it's a little warmer inside the house. So I was out in the yard a little bit earlier today in between the rain. And so finally, I just came in the house and said, all right, let's call it a day. But what was so happy about today was I caught my neighbor who asked me, could he help me in the garden? And we got a lot of work done today. We pulled up weeds, we put down landscaping cloth. I didn't record it because he didn't want to be on video. But we got a lot of stuff done. A lot of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it was hot as the dickens yesterday, and now today it was crazy. It would rain, it would stop. It would drizzle, then it would stop. Then it really rained, then it stopped. So it stopped for now. They said it wasn't supposed to rain till Friday and later on this weekend, but they lied. So now the temperature has dropped like 25, 30 degrees again, and it's supposed to go down to like 57 degrees this evening. So yeah. And when I went over into the garden, the big garden, raccoons got me again. But between myself and the young man, his name is Day Day. Okay. All right. Thank you. And they pulled up every plant I put in the ground. So we kind of jerry rigged it. The plants are small now. So we put some of those Dollar Tree trash cans on them. And then we put a tomato cage over it to push it down and hold it in place instead of the garden stakes because the soil was so soft. They was pulling those trash cans off with no problem. I built a new pepper bed an hour ago. Okay, Mike. So I did that too. I planted peppers, cucumbers, my tomatoes. Those are some of the stuff I had to replant because I had planted them and they pulled it up. My what is that? Rosemary disappeared. I don't know where it's at. It was in a pot. He dug it up. It dug it up, and I didn't even find the plant itself. So I got to buy a new rosemary. Hey, I bring it every day. Mike said it's 77 now. Rain threatening needs to happen. Yeah, that's why I was trying to get out there in the garden. Okay, J3 says still raining on and off. Yeah, yeah. So it's the weather's been crazy, and that's why I got out there working in the yard today because I figured if it's gonna rain this weekend, I say it'll get rained in pretty good. But it was doing it crazy today. Gardening is great. Hello, hello. Thanks for stopping in, girl, dad. Cooking up deliciousness. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. Yes, I do. Everybody saying hello to one another. So yeah, I got over there and the killer part, they're not eating the plants. They're just pulling them out the ground and sitting them on top. I had them in 5 gallon buckets. They pulled them out the buckets and just set them there. I had an eggplant, some dill, tomatoes, cucumbers. They pulled everything up. Didn't eat it, didn't damage it, just pulled it up and let it sitting on top of the ground. So I replanted everything. watered it in real good, put the trash cans over it, and then put the tomato cages to anchor it in the garden and in the 5-gallon bucket. So we gonna see. I'm trying. I know ain't nobody trying to call me right now. Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. Hello. I had to go out and come back in and start over again. Oh, okay. I guess that's what we need to do. Yeah. Bunch of them over here. Okay. All right. Thank you, babe. Bye. Folks trying to find me. um, yeah, they are mean environments. Oh, let me tell you what happened, y'all. The first time I was planting in my eggplant and stuff, I heard something rustling. And I did it in the cool of the evening so everything could get water, be ready for the heat the next day. And a skunk, this this long, wiggled, waddled down the side of the garden bed. I froze. I said, I ain't trying to spook it because this is a big one. It can spray pretty good. And it finally went on by, and I hurried up and went the other way. Hey, Cassandra, how are you? How are you? I see my buddy in here, backyard garden. Flo, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Yeah, y'all. For the ones, hopefully you can find me. I had to start a new chat because some kind of way the other one didn't connect. Hey, Mel's Garden, thank you for stopping in this evening. Glad to see you made it. Yeah, they pull that stuff up, bite heads out the tulips, mate. And the deer has been through the yard. All my Asiatic lilies, they bit all the heads off of them. And some of the tops of my black eye Susies, yeah, they've been through here. They on the hunt. They all woke up from wintertime. Hey, Cheryl, CC. Uh, oh, chat just jumped. Okay. Everybody saying hello to one another. So yeah, so it's been kind of crazy over here. One critter I don't have is skunks. My, I told you, my yard is like that movie, Night at Night at the Museum, where everything comes to life after midnight. I got red fox, deer, groundhogs, raccoons, possums, herrings, skunks, and a few other things that I just didn't forget. Hey, pretty girl. Thank you for stopping in this evening. Appreciate you. So yeah, so I'm fighting a serious battle over there. So hopefully I can get Dada to help me stretch. I got what you call it, chicken wire, and I got a staple gun, and we're gonna see if we can build some cages so that I can put my other stuff out. But I recruited all my window boxes up here, and I planted ginger in one. I pulled out my turmeric. I got celery in one. I got bell pepper in another one. So I'm not going to have as many flowers up on my deck as I normally have. Crooked Peach, what's up? Miss Boogie Woogie girl. And I'm going to grow a lot of stuff in my window boxes, stuff that has shallow roots, the small variety of carrots and beets and a few other things. I do have an albino squirrel. Yeah, you was talking about that, Mike. So pretty. You ought to take a picture of it and post it because I've never seen an albino squirrel. The first time I saw a black squirrel, I was in Canada. That blew my mind. I was like, I thought squirrels was the same color all over the world. Okay, damn it, you found me. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate you hunting me down. Yeah. So I appreciate you guys keeping up with me. This kind of helps lift my spirits today because I'm a little achy working out. Let me tell you, Monday, when I went to physical therapy, I don't normally go on a Monday. I normally go on a Wednesday and a Friday. Well, this time my PT guy had me go to one of his sub offices where they had certain equipment that they don't have at the one I go to. And it was a leg press. And he had me laying back with the thing on my shoulders. And I had to put my left foot on the ground and take this right foot and press up and do those leg press. Boy, that wasn't no joke. Woo! But I found out I could do a lot more than I thought I could. Yeah, because he started me out with 5 pounds, then we went to 17 pounds, and then he even went to 34 pounds. So let me tell you, y'all, that was the funniest thing y'all ever wanted to see. When he went up to 34 pounds just to see what I could do, I thought it was a plastic store bag until it ran up the tree. Okay, Mike. And I was like a sumo wrestler. I was like, and he was just laughing at me. I was grunting and grunting, but I pushed that up, and then my knee did the little wobble. He said, "Okay, we know what your limit is." So I'm gonna try it, y'all. I'm gonna try it. We have a facility that I can see from my porch, um, from our neighborhood. Yeah, yeah, it helped tighten up these thighs too, because they got a little flabby after I lost this weight. So I got to do this leg press. He said he would like for me to do it 3 times a week to build up. My quad's still not acting right. My quad is so tight and it won't wake up and it's hard. So I got to get this quad moving so I can have a little more mobility because I still can't climb up the stairs like everybody else. I have to take a step at a time. So yeah, I got a lot of work ahead, but I'm gonna work on it because I'm coming next year and I'm gonna do boots on the ground with y'all when I come to Savannah next year. I want to do all the line dances with y'all next year. I want to be able to hang for them 2 or 3 days because see, y'all normally leave by Sunday. I don't come back home till Monday, hanging with Presbyterians. So yeah, but the question tonight is: certain foods are imported. How will you react or survive once they stop shipping? Not everything is how do you say made in the USA. There's quite a few fresh vegetables and fruits that we get from other countries. Um, I did a little research, and it brings out that 15% of our total food comes from imports. Got to have them thighs out for us. Yeah, you're right. You're right. They looking a little wrinkled now, looking like one of Granny's old stockings. Oh, Liddy B, hey, hello. I don't think I know you. Thank you. Welcome in. Appreciate you, Cruise Line Bandit fans. I can believe that. Scaring all them old folks that be running around there. Crooked P said, I won't be reacting at all. I don't depend on grocery stores for the majority of my food anymore. Yeah, yeah. Texas, I say happy birthday when it's time. Bandit, sure you want to draw it? I like it. Okay. Yeah, it is scaring people because I scared people. I was at an all white party and I pulled my fan out and snapped it and 3 tables jumped. So yeah, they do scare folks and catch them totally off guard. But the first time I heard it, it scared me. I didn't know, she popped it right behind me. I was like, wow. But anyway, get back to the subject. In regards to the fresh fruit, like right now, for a lot of us, we still don't have all the fresh vegetables that we're looking for because of our weather. Okay. Uh, like I got apples developing on my fruit trees. I see peaches that's trying to hang in there, and blueberries that haven't totally turned purple yet. I got strawberries that finally dropped their blossoms, and they're trying to produce strawberries. Well, some of you guys have already gotten all your strawberries already, and blueberries and what have you. But because of our weather, things are taking a little longer. So we're lacking to a certain degree on fresh fruits and vegetables, dried if you can't. Yeah. Um, that you guys are already enjoying. A lot of the states that have warmer weather, you guys are already growing your tomatoes and peppers and okra. Hey, Miss J.K. Gardner. I'm hanging in there, girl. I'm sitting over here now with my knee propped up in some ice. Yeah, it's a little swole, bugging me a little bit, but I'm not gonna let that slow me down to a certain degree. I know when to sit down. How they say, know when to hold them, when to fold them, and when to walk away. Yeah, I'm learning that. But I like fresh vegetables and fruits all year round. But unless at certain times of the year, by us having a cold season where we can't grow in the ground, or if you don't have a heated greenhouse where you can grow all year round, um, and I have yet to really dive into the hydroponics like some of you guys. So that means I have to depend on other sources for my fresh fruits and vegetables until I can grow my own. So, yeah, and it brings out that 55% of our fresh fruit come from out of the country. outside of the United States. Um, Vegetables, 32%. And seafood, 94%. Oh, yeah. Wait, that's what China. Our biggest import of watermelons come from China, and we beefing with them. So if you don't step up your A game and grow your own, it's gonna be a shortage come fall time when you're looking for it, or the prices is gonna be so ridiculous. Oh, we're in the hop away. All right, damn it. um, you know, they're gonna be ridiculous. Like some people are already saying they paying, they're asking. They might not be paying, but they're asking already for $17 for a watermelon. I mean, look how that the it went with the eggs when they had that scare on the eggs, and eggs was like $17 for a dozen, or what have you. You've been busy with work, a teacher, but school is out tomorrow. I've been around for a while. Well, you know what? Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. I do, I do, I do. So, do you have your own channel? If you have your channel, hit exclamation mark MSOG so you can drop wherever you from. Will be greatly appreciated if you have your own channel. So, if you do, we can come check you out. Hey, LGGG Love, how are you? Thank you for stopping in this evening. I appreciate you. And then it brings out that Mexico, and Mexico and Canada are major suppliers other than France, Italy, and China. And China, we very well much know, you know. Avocados are normally imported, bananas, grapes, raspberries, strawberries. And China provides apple juice, garlic, canned mandarin oranges, fish, and shrimp. So we got a lot of places that United States is beefing with, and they're part of our food chain. So if things don't go right, and you go into the supermarket and the shelves are looking a little bare or a little skimpy because everything been picked over and what's left, that's it. Oh yeah, farmers market's going to be popping this year. They popping now. I have one I haven't stopped going to because I've gotten close to the vendors at my farmers market, and they always throwing a little extra something something from me, because not only am I a regular, whoever takes me to the farmers market, I start introducing them to the different vendors. And some of those vendors carry stuff that some of my friends are looking for that you can't find in your local neighborhood stores. We have an African woman that works out of it, and she sells like powdered moringa and pure black soap, and what is that? Cocoa butter, real cocoa butter, stuff that hasn't been mixed with anything else, is pure. You can buy it in the chunks and melt it down or do whatever you want to make your own. Adam is my main guy, and he has everything. He has a heated greenhouse that he can get stuff all year round. I got mullein from him. I got my what's that, chamomile in bloom flower. You grow raw. I miss you. How are you, sweetie? You've been so busy. Yeah, you've been starting to pop back up again, but you've been MIA and I've been missing you. Don't don't them distract you because this is bigger than you think. Oh, yeah. 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 And as gardeners though, we understand the gravity of how widespread and how big this really is. For the folks who just, pull out their credit card and their wallets and go to the store and get what they want and don't give it a second thought, those are the ones who gonna suffer the most. Because if you go to your favorite supermarket and you go to the door and the door is locked saying no produce, where do you go from there? If that's the only place they've been, you know. And if they go to another side of town with the same brand, the same type of supermarket, and their doors is locked, no produce, no fresh produce, what are you gonna do then? because for the ones that already know what's happening, we've already hit the farmers markets. We hit the farmers market. I'm at the farmers market as soon as they open up in the morning. I get my girlfriend. I said, "Girl, get up," because you know what it is. First come, first serve. And I like to get there before it gets picked over. And we have a lot of people. When we pull up, that parking lot is already halfway full. And it's not the vendors, it's the customers. They know. And sometimes the certain things that I want, it's already sold out. Like if I want fresh collard greens or certain brassicas, they already gone. Watermelon and the other stuff, they already gone. Cantaloupe and bell peppers and stuff, because I like to get a nice head of cabbage. What's up, OG? You, David, you, sweetie. Thank you for stopping in this evening. I see this subject is touching a lot of people's hearts and pockets. That's why we grow. And that's why each year we try to expand our garden a little bit bigger. Even though we have our faves, it's up to us to keep it going. Like I said, I'm already fighting the elements. I'm already fighting the pests. I'm already fighting the critters. So I had to become, how do you say, aware of what other forms and ways that I can grow my food. So that's why I'm starting in my window boxes. I'm gonna have a window box or two of flowers. I gotta have my flowers because I have hummingbirds there who like it too. My internet is buffering too because we got a storms coming heading our way, so I might be glitching tonight as well. And I was like, they're deep enough that not all plants got deep roots. Some of them got shallow roots. Like it's certain carrots that I have that have that's only this big, so I can grow them in those window boxes. I got beets I can grow in there. I got lettuce I can grow in there. Right now, I got ginger and in the bigger pots, I got peppers and I have celery whose roots don't get super deep. But by them being up here on the porch, I can keep them well watered more so than I can with the plants over in the big lot. Facts, because a lot of people think that food come from the stores like it grows on the shelf. Yeah, they don't even know that it's delivered in a truck. When they see those trucks, they think it's ice cream and milk. This is the only delivery they have. Yeah, like the little boy asked him, where he said, "Where do you get?" No, I gave him a tomato out of my garden, and he said it was so good that it didn't taste like the tomatoes that came from the store. I said, "Where do you think where do you think tomatoes come from?" He said, "The supermarket." He didn't even know that it possibly could come from a hot house, greenhouse, another country, or anything. He just thought it came from the store. He had no idea how it was grown. Yeah, radishes, shallow and fast growing, they help break up the soil too. Yeah, uh, I like those ones. I do too. And guess what? I had two neighbors who sold their houses on this street, and they gave me all their window boxes. I got them out in the backyard right now. Need to be scrubbed down before I even put any new stuff in them. Hey, Nikki. Yeah, I was watching your video today, watching you crop your what's that, your kale and all your other good stuff, your lettuce and your what's that deal and all that good stuff. I was like, yeah, buddy, that's good eating right there. She'll say, I know grown women won't eat fresh caught fish, no greens homegrown if it's not on a tray in plastic. Yes, true and sad. Well, just like these kids don't know anything but microwave. Thanks, Nikki. Um, if they can't microwave it, they can't eat it. They don't even know how to turn the stove on. Before microwaves came out, you had to turn your stove on. You broiled underneath the bottom, or you cook it on the inside, like your fish sticks or whatever, or deep fried on top. Bama said he gonna touch that. Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing. It's just like they said, when we go out in our gardens and our gardens is really throwing down, you can go out there hungry and come back full. I never liked tomatoes until I started growing them. Yeah, because them hot house done, they watery, they not meaty, they don't have no flavor to them at all. If I buy a pre-made salad, first thing I throw out is the tomatoes. Yep, I throw them out. I don't even want to be bothered with them. And you, Roro, they just who is that? Asia from Yellow Door said they just dropped um, the green stock. And I was like, I ain't got no money. I want another green stock so bad. I was like, bills come first. All that's a luxury, not a necessity, because I can still grow in a 5 gallon bucket or whatever, and that's just it. People think you got to have an acre of land to grow stuff in. They think you got to have all these fancy raised beds and metal beds is out here. No, you don't. You can grow food inside of a bag of dirt. All you got to do is cut it open, throw some seeds in it, and keep it watered. You do not have to go into debt to grow a garden. You can grow in anything. I've seen people grow in a teacup. Okay, you can grow in a shoe that got a hole in it. You can stuff it with dirt and keep it watered. You can grow in it. I've grown in buckets, plastic, terracotta. I've grown in grow bags. I've been growing in trash. I've grown in trash bags. I've grown in trash cans. Right now, I got a trash can out there that I got some sweet potato slits in. Yep. And I planted 4 sweet potato slits. 3 of them are still there. One is missing. I have no idea where it went. And I put bird netting over it, and it tried to snatch them out the ground, out the pot through the bird netting. Got one, but I was able to replant the other 3. I ain't kidding. I got gangster critters over there. They will keep trying until they destroy stuff. Lady B said, I don't own an air fryer or microwave. My son knew to use the convection mode on the stove to warm up fried chicken. Yeah, you got to teach them and show them. Otherwise, they don't know. Kids only go by what they see other people do. OG, where you been looking? Oh, nice. I know I ain't supposed to ask grown folks questions, but thank you, David. Oh, you should have seen me before I went in there and throwed it on in some lipstick. Yep, cardboard box. I seen who's that? Maria, host at heart. She was showing you how to grow sweet potatoes in a cardboard box. Yeah, I've used milk crates. I put a trash bag inside the milk crate because it's already got the hose. And I put dirt in there and soil, dirt, whatever you want to call it. And I've grown in that. You could grow in anything. That's right. Grow it in whatever. I seen once where somebody had an old pair of jeans and they tied the legs up and they stuffed them. And they had a vine growing out the back pockets in the jeans. And then they had a vine growing out the top. You can grow anything. Grow in anything, just about. Microwave food doesn't warm evenly or stay hot as long as the oven. No, it doesn't. Yep, it doesn't. And sometimes it seems like it makes it rubbery or tough. I'm old school. I'll turn my oven on in a heartbeat. I don't care if it's 99 degrees inside the house. If I want to warm up something, I want it done right, I will turn my oven on. And I have a fan in the kitchen, so hey, do what you can. Hey, Tag, what's up? Can't speak individually will be in the bushes. Tag, I've been watching your daughter do her little skits. Oh, she's so funny. She's so funny and so cute. That's all right. Do what you got to do. I'm just happy that you stopped through and make sure you hit that like button and show me that you like me. Just a little bit would be greatly appreciated. I was talking to my granddaughter and my great grandbaby got what they call it, mouth. What'd she say? Mouth, toes, or something kind of thing that's running around the daycare. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't kiss or hug my baby. She said she's doing pretty good for it. They took her to the doctor. She gonna be okay. That's the only thing I hate about daycares. When these lazy mamas send their sick kids to these daycares, they don't care about anybody else's child getting sick. Stop it. David, you on a roll today. Yeah, it's a little hot. Hey, Bob Brownlee, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. I do, I do, I do. Good evening, everyone. Please, that's right. Hit that like button and show me that you like me a lot. Thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate that. So yeah, hand, foot, and mouth. Yeah. And I'm just like, what? She showed me a picture and I was like, oh, she said, considering the little pain that she's in, she's taking it quite well. I said, oh, yeah, she a toughie. She like the rest of the women in the family. Tough it out, keep it moving. We'll be all right. As the kids said, we'll be all right. Give us a minute to breathe and then we'll be all right. I've been drinking a lot of water. I had put some ginger in my water. That was pretty good though. Kind of took some of the thirst out for me. I wasn't so dehydrated though. Yeah, but it's just nice to see. Like I'm gonna do an update on my green stock because I was out looking at it today, and my beans that I put in there, they starting to push up and come out. The celery took well. I see some of my kale is pushing up and coming out. I planted plugs and I planted seeds, and both of them are doing well. My tomatoes trying to take off. Hey, Roro, what's up? Thank you for stopping in. And current current food tastes better when you warm it up in the oven than the mic. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because sometimes when you put it in the microwave, like they said, like Liddy B said, it's not always evenly warm or cooked, and sometimes it get rubbery. Yeah, so there's something about it. I don't know, but anyway. So yeah, we have a lot of things to be grateful for, that we're able to be educated in regards that we can eat healthy by using these and this and taking it to this. You work with our hands. We've been given the knowledge and we do it from the heart because we know it's not only going to help and save us and our families and friends and whomever is close to us, that we're going to make sure that they're going to be okay. So that's something you look at, like I see Cece when she's hanging with her Bessie Nicole. They be hitting those swaps, plant swaps. And that's nice. And you get a chance to try something new. I like doing that when I go to the farmer's market. I see stuff that from one vendor to another don't have. Oh, this vendor might have garlic that I like because it looks better than that one. But then I got Anthony who works outside and he's a beekeeper and he has all kinds of honey and he has the names and tags of all his honeys. And I love his honeys. This honeys is nice. When I can't get the J3 to send me some, then I go hit Anthony at the farmer's market. Oh, yeah. So we all got, somebody that we know. Am I not an OG now? No, David, you're not. You're not an OG yet. You working on it, but you ain't got there yet. You might be, yeah, OG to some folks. Yes. So if anybody wanna step up this evening and talk about how are they working to have fresh vegetables all year round, because like I say, everybody don't have that kind of weather, like in New Orleans, down there with Bayou Sugar and Miss Linda, where they can grow all year round. Pretty much the same in California and Florida, where there's some places that they can grow all year round. If anybody want to come up and talk about what they think about having fresh fruits and vegetables, local raw honey best for allergies. Yeah, it is. That's what we did for my great grandbaby. She was having all kinds of food allergies. She don't have them anymore. We found out she was allergic to peanuts by accident. We gave her something. It wasn't a lot, but she had a reaction to peanuts. She got slowly was given peanuts little by little. She doesn't have a peanut allergy anymore. I don't know, David. Maybe about 5 or 10. Right, and that's what we all need to be doing, Cheryl. If you don't have a freeze dryer, you can still do the old-fashioned way. Who was I watching? Fifi, where she had some herbs that she had tied up. that got good airflow. That's the original old way to dry herbs. I've dried them in brown paper bags. I have just left them out on the table in the sun. They dry it out and they don't lose as much uh, flavor too with the moisture. Yeah, and ferment. Oh, you grow real good for fermentation. She does a lot of that. Hey, Laura, thank you for stopping in. Yep. So, yeah, you can, if you got a freeze dryer, a lot of people trying to save up to invest in those because they give your food what they call longevity. Okay, where you just, how do you say, add water and stir and you be okay. And then some of us do the regular dehydrators. A lot of us do the dehydrators. And like I said, brown paper bags, so stringing it up in the garage or in a dark room where you got good air circulation and no moisture, because then it can attract and start mold. But some people have what they call a drying rack or table or whatever. Then they got those hanging devices that has the three shelves in them that you can put your dry, your herbs and stuff on there and let them dry naturally. So it's a lot of ways to preserve your food without costing you an arm and a leg and pulling out the checkbook or a credit card to do so. And then you got your canners and you got your, what they call it, hot water bathing, so uh, Nikki said, I've been drying my herbs in brown paper bags lately. Yeah. Yeah. I almost threw away a brown paper bag until I shook it and I heard it rattle. I had some basil in there. And I took it out and did it like that. And it almost turned into a powder. Put it in a jar. I save my empty jars. Every time I empty out a jar of herbs, I keep it, core know what it is, and then save it. Yeah, sunlight is free. That's what the Asians do. If you ever watch some of these shows or these Asian farmers, they have those big bamboo, baskets is flat, and they make them. And they, after they wash and clean their food and cut it up and slice it, they put them, lay it straight on there, and they sit it on top of the house and let the sun dry it naturally. Vision preparedness, VP in the house. Thank you. Hey, Devorah, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Glad to see you too, VP. Yep, freezing, deep freezing. Yeah. So everybody's coming up with ways in regards to how they can preserve their food. I mean, just like you got sun-dried tomatoes. Why you think they call them sun-dried? T-Nog, Miss Linda, how are you? Thank you for coming in this evening. Liddy B said, I'm in Southern Virginia and it gets hot enough during summer to air dry herbs. That's what I'm saying. All the old ways still work. They do. They haven't gone out of style. People just changed their way of doing things. Save on. Yeah. Like I said before, dehydrators and air dryer, because you can air in those air fryers, they have a knob where you can air dry food. Backyard garden plus I freeze dry most of my things. Yeah, but everybody ain't got to freeze dry pockets, boy. Them things is not cheap. Yeah. So it's so much and so many ways that we can do stuff. I mean, we got people out here that's doing demos on how to make your own sourdough, how to make your own mother, how to make your own what's it, kombucha, and all, and how to make your own vinegars, how to make your own um, what's that, extracts where you can make chocolate, vanilla, lemon, all kind. There is no excuse why we can't preserve and make our lives easier. Because once everything shuts down, USOL, you ain't got a choice. Jeremy and Cheryl, Cruise Adventures, welcome, welcome, welcome to my channel. I don't think I've ever seen you here before, and I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, once these stores start locking up the doors, now y'all remember during the pandemic, uh, as a senior, they let us come in an hour early before they open up to the general public because some of us are a little slower. It's easier to park closer to the door of the store. You can go in and out. I see you all sending big cyber hugs. Okay, Tina, thank you very much. And so we were able to get in, get our veggies, and get back home. And at one point, before I was able to do that, my granddaughter and her boyfriend, well, it was her boyfriend at the time, then he became her fiance, and now he's her husband. They would literally go grocery shopping, have masks on and gloves, put my food outside the door, my back kitchen door, and leave. Because my granddaughter knows what I like to eat and drink. She would even buy me a bottle of wine every now and then, And she had wipes out there. She said, Graham, before you put anything away, put some gloves on and wipe everything down before you put it on your shelves or put it in the refrigerator. So my granddaughter was my shining star during the pandemic. So, but what if it gets to the point where there's nowhere for her to go to buy me stuff and bring it to me? How am I supposed to survive? How am I supposed to get what I need to eat? So at this point in time, that's when I have to step up my A game. I actually want to teach her and her husband about hydroponics and how that they can grow their own food inside and have fresh, because their health, they're not fanatical about it, but they do believe in juicing and eating well, not all this fatty stuff, sugar stuff, and all the stuff that's bad for you. They don't like a lot of bread and sugars and what have you. So they got a pretty clean eating habits, but they do love their veggies. Mike said, I'm a germaphobe. I miss those days. No, you don't. You can still keep doing them. Well, maybe at home, but out in the public it's different. Once they started letting you take off the mask and they weren't so big about gloves and wiping down stuff. I still wore gloves when I went to the supermarket because, you still had people that was coughing and sneezing and they wouldn't check and stuff, and they could pick up something after they didn't cough in their hand and put it back on it. Then you come behind them and touching it. So I kept a box of disposable gloves in my car at all times. Yep, yep, yep. So um now people back to sneezing right on you again. Yeah, just like as if it never happened. Yeah, they don't care. They don't seem to think that um it's gone. They think it's gone. It's still around, just not as deadly as it was before. It hasn't left or went anywhere. No different than the flu and strep throat and all this other stuff. Just because you don't have it right now doesn't mean it doesn't exist anymore. I mean, now they got cases of measles and chicken pox that are popping up that is resistant to the vaccines that we use as coming up kids. I think the scar is still there on my arm when I had that vaccine in school as a child. It's supposed to be for vaccination for measles, chicken pox, and whooping cough and all the other stuff. Then they gave you that little sugar cube at one point in time. It was supposed to be like a booster for previous immunization shots. So yeah, um, yeah. And so a lot of people you still see walking around here with masks, and nobody says nothing to them because, like they said, that's your preference. They still walk with masks and they still have glasses. I mean, gloves. And during certain part of the season, like come fall, you'll see the increase of the masses coming back because then that's when your cases of pneumonia and flu and RSV and all these other little stuff that's popping up that people get scared because they say, oh, people get to sneezing and coughing a lot more. But getting back to the fresh fruits and vegetables, you know, I thought about how we had so much problems with lettuce being recalled. And you never think about the migrant workers who pick all that stuff. Like they said, they out there for hours at a time. And there's no outhouses out there. There's no, food truck for these folks to eat in. So wherever they're at, that's where they did their business. And you never think about that stuff. In the same way the slaves did when they had to pick cotton, it was the same thing. Even when they had babies, drop and squat and drop. Things ain't changed. That's the killer part. Things ain't changed. The 70 plus gardener, thank you for stopping in. Yes, thank you. Appreciate you. So that's why we need to be crazy. I mean, at one time, who is that? Mm, Georgia Peachnut. She was coming on every hour on the hour, giving us lists of how many recalls that was coming in. It was ridiculous. Barb Brownlee says, I never stopped wearing a mask, sanitizing the grocery carts, and wipe all my grocery products down before placing on fridge and shelf. I'm the same way. I have um, 4 bottles, and I even have one sitting here right here next to me. All right. That's how serious I am. When I come in from shopping, I wipe my phone down and everything I had, glasses and whatever, before I put it down or start using it again. I'm somewhat like Nikki. I get there's certain things I'm a little OCD about, and I get a little salty with other folks. That's like when you walk in my house, I ask you to go straight in the bathroom, wash your hands before you come in and sit down. And folks who know me on a regular, they know that because, like I said, during the course of the day, I'm not saying anything against your personal hygiene, but before you got to my house, you might have been at the grocery store, you might have been at the gas station. You don't have gloves on. You turning doorknobs. I don't know what you bringing in my house, and I know it's unintentional, but just to be on the safe side for me, I ask you after you take your shoes off in the door to go wash your hands before you come sit down. Simple as that. And when I go to somebody's house, I do the same exact thing. And they know me. When I go to their house and I don't wash my hands in the kitchen sink, I go in the bathroom after I take my shoes off and go wash my hands. Scrub my hands to when I get in. Yep. Yep. Everybody has their own, pet peeves about this, that, and the third. But I'm just funny that way, because after working in a hospital for all those years, it's hard to get away from certain habits. Like my hands stay ashy because I don't keep enough lotion on them because I'm always washing them. Even my granddaughters, when they was coming up, they used to go, ew. They didn't like nothing on their hands. They'd be like, Grandma, I gotta wash my hands, gotta wash my hands. I had that problem too. Yep, that would Nikki say exactly. Yeah, you don't. And that's what I'm saying. And like I said, it's not intentional. Like I said, you go to the grocery store, you go to the gas station, go to the cleaners or wherever you go. You don't know the person that previously was in front of you, what they had on their hands when they opened up the door. Like one day I had somebody sneeze in their hand and then want to turn around and shake my hand. And I just stood there and looked at them and I told them to their face, seriously, you just sneezed in your hand and you want to shake mine? I'm like, I don't think so. And it's like, I'm sorry. I said, no, all the wiping in the world ain't gonna get rid of them germs. I'm like, we good. Have a nice day and keep it moving. Yeah. You you get a whooping. Yeah, yeah. You don't run it. You can run through the door of my mama's house, but you better be running out them shoes at the same time. When you hit that kitchen door, your shoes better be out in the hallway. Cause my brothers had the stanky feet, and you be in the house like, what does that smell? They better be outside on the back porch airing out. Nikki said, I get on my husband's last nerve. I'm very funny about that kind of stuff. Yeah. My my husband used to say, he called me, he said, used to call me Miss Clean. They said, oh, then you too funny. Yeah, they say you were so clean. Mr. Clean left the house. Now it's like, no, because my husband used to smoke, and as soon as he smoked and thump his ashes, I would dump the ashtray and wipe it out and put it back. And he'd be looking at me, and I was like, I couldn't stand it. So I had to kind of tone it down a little bit. But I came from a family like that. My mom was OCD about cleaning. Oh my goodness. I mean, she had us scrubbing woodwork with toothbrushes and a knife getting gunk out of corners. So it just kind of passed over to me. I slowed down a little bit, but I'm still OCD about some stuff. I have cashiers sneeze in hand and then try to scan my food. I gave a Clorox wipe. I got those. I got these little things. I brought them in the house. I have them too. I got all kinds of stuff sitting right here, Jack. When you come in, I look like a drugstore. I got all kinds of stuff over here. And I have these in every purse. I got the little miniature hand sanitizers and stuff. Yeah, it's just certain things. After working in the hospital, you realize just how germy and nasty people really are and can be. Everybody used to say, Miss Shirley, everybody been out sick with a cold but you. Man, please. I wipe my phone, my desk, my computer down. I was wiping it down every hour or two. I was like, I don't know who sat at my desk. If I got up to go to the bathroom or went into the break room and come back, I don't know where your hands been and what you do. And I wiped down everything. I had gloves on the whole 9 yards. They say you're not supposed to use them wipes. Those for I was like, look, we in a hospital. It's germs, okay? I'm using the purple wipes and I'm wiping down everything. I be the only one don't be sick and be there at work every day. Cause they just go one behind each other. Nurses is just as nasty as doctors. They don't always wash their hands and use that hand sanitizer stuff, please. Yeah, baseboards. Yeah. You was on your knees with them baseboards, Jack. My mom, you can eat off the floor. Yeah, well, I'm like a little dirt don't hurt. Yeah, sure. Well, I was like that as a kid. When we outside, if you drop a piece of candy, what's it, 2 second, pick it up, God bless the germs, and stick it in your mouth. But then after that, when you get older, it's a difference in there. Yeah. Well, who was I watching? Broke was eating one of those yellow tomatoes out of his garden. He took it and rubbed it up against his shirt and bit into it. Yeah, it's always something different. Nikki said, "Oop, you haven't cleaned if you didn't wash down walls and clean baseboards." Yeah, you're right. Right. My mom just put a rag on a broom. She didn't. Had one had a mop, the other one had a broom, and you was doing this. Okay. Believe me, old school. I know all about that. I really don't understand people who wear shoes in bed. Where how do you do that, Mike? Yes, my family's still doing some of the precautions like mask wiping down stuff, especially in crowded places. We need to do it even if no one else does it. Yeah. I was so OCD at one point. If I went and stayed in a hotel for a weekend, I had my own pillowcases, and I would take them off before the maid came in to clean the room, so they wouldn't take it. You know, step in mess outside, then climb in bed. Why would you want to even have your shoes on in the bed? That seemed like the most uncomfortable. You know, the most uncomfortable feeling it got to be. You know, I tell you. And then, yeah, let me tell you, some of the nurses and doctors are the nastiest people you ever want to be around. I'm telling you all, one day somebody's feet gonna be so stanky that you're gonna make a different choice. Put them back on. No, they can't come in my house. I'm sorry. See you, nice, but you got to go. Oh yeah. I don't. You know what? Now that is a pet peeve of mine, Nikki. I don't like nobody sitting on my bed. That's something personal to me. Other than my grandbabies, you can't sit on my bed. I'm sorry. There's a chair in my room. You can have a seat. And you don't sit in my bed. Yeah. I'm a little OCD about that. But getting back to the fresh fruits and vegetables, if you notice your budget is different now, um, you got to add a few more dollars to it. I know I sit down and make a budget for myself as far as what I want to have out of this one. Uh, this month compared to next month. Like today, I went grocery shopping and I got cabbage. Gotta have my cabbage and bell peppers and other fresh veggies. So yeah, and I gotta have it so that I'm comfortable eating. I got some nice. They had cauliflower and broccoli for 99 cents. So I had to jump on that. You can't even get them that cheap at the farmer's market. but you also got bigger heads and what have you. But yeah, GT, what's up? GT, up in Alaska, do you have problems getting fresh veggies? What is the availability of fresh vegetables for you up in Alaska with your weather? I know you do a lot of growing inside. You got your chickens and you build all the little greenhouses and stuff, but are you able to do that all year round now? Or ordered normal vegetables was double cost. I redid my order. Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, I'm a single person. And I try to sit down and make a budget. And then I try to, certain foods I want to buy to go uh this week. Like today I bought like pork chops and turkey burgers, regular lean beef. They didn't have any chicken wings at all in the store. No chicken wings at all. So I got some skinless chicken breasts where I could slice up and saute and make like fajitas. Wally World has a lot available. Okay. So if Wally World shut down, you have no other form of acquiring fresh veggies? Is that your only recourse for fresh vegetables, Wally World? Okay. Um, and I know a lot of the folks in the southern states, they're overwhelmed with fresh veggies. Everybody got them because you got the right kind of weather to grow. Even if you can't get them at the store, you got them, at home. Ooh, excuse me. Right now, I'm actually able to grow. I'm growing collard greens, and this is June because our weather doesn't really get super hot to the point where as they will bolt right away. GT said we have Asian markets, African markets, and Dominican markets. We get vegetables and fruits. Okay, especially with Asians, they eat veggies every day, fresh veggies every day. In the African markets, because I have African friends and they eat garlic and ginger and turmeric with every single meal. That's how they cook. Oh, you got farmers markets there too. Okay, thank you for that info. Yeah, so for I've seen a lot of you guys who are still growing hydroponics and taking your plants and taking them outside. And Mike, I like that new method you showed, like kind of dry dock your plants so that they can start acclimating away from being in water all the time before you take them outside and put them in the ground. Because I know a lot of folks said once they took their plants out the hydroponics and put them in the ground, they had to keep them almost well water or soggy so that the plant still felt like it was in that environment before they took. Some took, some didn't. Um, I like how Nikki did her winter sown and put those in the ground but those plants had been outside, so they kind of got acclimated to the weather before she was able to put them in the ground. Um, GT said, I got my first yellow dragon fruit from an Asian market. Best dragon fruit I tasted. I actually took pictures of the dragon fruit at an Asian market that I go to that was literally this big. They look like something that a juicer from Jay would have. I haven't tried one, but I will the next time I go down there. You know why I go to the Asian market? Because they had the best garlic and the best ginger. They had those ginger pieces this big, and they only want $1.50 for it. Whether you try to buy a piece like that in another store, it costs you $5 to $8 for that one piece. They don't charge you an arm and a leg. I go hydroponics to cracky. Yeah, I seen the big jars that you let dry them. Uh-huh. I saw that, Mike. Abby, a lot of times I wanna comment on you guys' videos, but I'll watch them on the TV and all I could do is give you a thumbs up. But there's no room for a comment. You would have to go to your phone or your laptop or whatever to put in a comment. But I watch you guys' videos all the time. When I'm cleaning, I don't put music on anymore. I put on YouTube and listen to you guys. You might be out harvesting or putting up a new trellis or digging a new bed or putting together a new bed. And I'll be listening to you guys. I don't always comment, but I will watch your videos and I enjoy them. Yeah, Jay's dragon fruit, it'd be on point. And when he cuts it open and he puts it on that sweet, um, I guess, meter, like let you know the sweetness of the fruit, it's just like make my mouth water. That deep red one with the black seeds in it had my mouth water. And I was like, this is just this is sinful. He can be cutting them slices and be going like, I'll be like, oh, that's just rude. I'll be wanting to reach in the take, give me that. So when we're able to buy our own fresh vegetables and fruits, like a lot of us will show, like the first time I got my first fig off my Chicago Hardy, oh, let me tell y'all, that blew my mind. I ain't kidding. Y'all just don't know how happy and tickled I was that I was able to grow my own fig. We used to have an international market not too far from here, but a lot of people wasn't hip to it. Yeah, a lot of people wasn't hip to it, and it didn't. It finally kind of fizzled out. Brick meter. Thank you, Mike. And I wish it would come back somewhere because they had all kinds of fruits and vegetables in there that I love. We got a lot of Asian markets around here too. Got a large Asian population in this. I'm in a mix slash Jewish slash Asian community. Hey, Joshua Gabriel, how are you? So we have a lot of different restaurants that fit these nationalities profiles, and Mediterranean too. And there's a plethora of restaurants around here where you can go to taste the authenticity of the food from those countries. And it lets you know that if you grow these foods, that you can make these dishes and they should taste just like this. And it's just awesome. But that Mediterranean one, oh my God, I can't get enough of them. Oh, their seasoning, their foods is so good. And now I'm seeing people, and you know, saffron costs an arm and a leg, are trying to grow their own saffron. People are trying to learn how to grow rice. People are learning how to grow wheat. People are learning to grow so many things out here. Yeah, Mike, I heard you say that the other day. You said you missed it before, but you found the fig growing on that. Oh yeah, I need my towel to put some on too. Yeah. So it was just mind blowing that when you bite into some, you have no idea in your head on how certain foods are supposed to taste in the rawest form possible. And then when you actually taste it, it blows not only your mind, but your taste buds because it's something new that you have introduced to them. And it's like, wow, for real, this is what I've been missing. It's just like awesome. Hey, Gwen, what's up? Growing what I eat. Thank you for stopping in, listening in the garden. I know, but I'm glad you stopped through to say hello. I appreciate you. You Grow Rose says we have mulberry bushes growing around the neighborhood. When I was a child, I missed that. Yeah, and as a child, the same way. All those fruit trees that used to be in these open fields, they then tore them all down to build housing complex or just a whole new neighborhood, and all that was lost. We like who is that? I had her name on the tip of my tongue and I forgot. But anyway, she had a cherry tree in her yard. And this is maybe even an understatement. That was so huge that you could have 20 or 30 kids up in that tree. We be tearing them cherries up. And we be telling y'all, shut up before she hears. Because it was an older Caucasian woman who had this tree in her yard. I lived 2 doors over from her. We had a nice mixed neighborhood. And she had that tree, and somebody stepped on a branch that was too heavy for them, and it broke, and they fell through the tree and hit that ground with a thud. She turned the back porch light on, and everybody said, "Shut up." And everybody got real quiet. And then she came down. She didn't say a word. She came down the steps so nice. She went over to the water hose, turned on the hose full blast, and shot it up in the tree. It was kids falling out the tree. She was hitting them with that. She was tearing us up. But those was the best cherries. Oh my God. Those black, deep burgundy. Oh, those cherries were so sweet. You had cherry juice draining. You was crapping for 2 or 3 days. You ate so many cherries. Oh my goodness, they were delicious. The family cut the tree down because they didn't want to be bothered with it after she died. Mrs. Kegler, that was her name. Sweetest woman you ever wanted to meet. After her husband died, she was still a sweet lady. Yep. Kenneth Wilkerson, thank you for stopping by. Those kind of fruit trees is stuff you don't see anymore. It's just like that one guy that had a fruit tree on the other side of the wall for juicing with Jay. And Jay wish he was able to get a piece of that tree before they cut it down. It was lost. They didn't like the tree no more, left a big gap. And that was it May apple, I think it was. It was just like, wow. Did I miss a few folks? I see they saying, hi, hey, she's sunshine. Thank you for stopping in. And yeah, these kids nowadays don't know anything about that. They don't know anything about climbing up in fruit trees and braiding peaches or pear trees or apple trees. I used to eat green apples in the spring till I was crapping for 2 or 3 days behind eating green apples. But they were so good. And then sometimes I put a little salt on them. Oh my God. These kids don't know about fresh fruits and vegetables, that just how good they were. As children, we didn't have half the ailments these kids have nowadays. If you caught a cold back in the day, that cold lasted maybe about a day or two. It never lasted past a week. If it lasted a week. Between Father John, castor oil, three sixes, uh, S fizzies, sassafras teas, and all this stuff, you didn't stay sick. You ate fresh, you know, and it was just amazing how that happened. My seeds coming up. I think it's the sour sop. Okay. Ooh, you got some sour sop seeds. All righty. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, sunshine hand, pinking waving. So, excuse me, y'all. My allergies been bothering me too, because this weather's been crazy. But these kids nowadays don't know what going down in the woods in the creek chasing tadpoles and seeing the little minnows in the streams and stuff, and eating wild blueberries and strawberries and climbing up in the fruit trees and stuff. These kids don't have a clue about all the fun we had back in the day. Like they said, it was a punishment to make us stay in the house all day. These kids don't leave out the house all day. They stay in playing video games and talk. Have you seen two kids sitting side by side and they texting each other? I was like, oh, y'all texting your friends? And I'm texting her. She's sitting right next to you. The lack of conversation has become a thing of the past with some of these kids and teenagers. It blows my mind. Same way with the veggies. If the parents don't eat fresh fruits and vegetables and they don't introduce, not make them, but introduce them to them to help build up their immunities and against some of these allergies and some of these vitamin deficiencies like vitamin E, vitamin D, vitamin B, vitamin K, iron, and all this other stuff because they haven't been given the proper nutrition, they're going to have more problems as adults down the line because their body's not acclimated to what good eating really is. Deborah Garrett, thank you for stopping in. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you, Kenneth. Appreciate that. So, yeah, it's, if they stop shipping out all these fresh vegetables to us, Are we able to supplement with, because I'm really into like, I used to buy dry apricots, chips, and orange slices, and this and that and the other. Excuse me. Hold on, y'all. I've got a dry mouth. Oh, thank you. Oh, excuse me. So, yeah. Oh, Duval. Thank you for stopping in, hon. Been missing you. Hadn't seen you for a minute. Hope everything is well with you. So, if these new age vogue parents don't, excuse me, don't teach these kids about vegetables, don't implement them, because I know some moms whose kids don't eat veggies, but they eat them every day because they'll take a certain veggies, put them in blenders or grind them up so they don't see them. And they're eating them every day. They'll be eating onions, bell peppers, carrots, whatever else. Oh, wow, that really went down the wrong way. I don't know what happened. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Let me get a throat lozenge because this ain't working. Gotta get this leg to move too. Ooh. Anyway, you get mama a throat lozenge while you sitting there. Sitting there looking at me all crazy. Okay. Thank you, Dolores. I'm back. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, my throat just got super dry. See if this help any. It's like right in here. I'm glad Lala's not in here. I wouldn't be able to do anything tonight. But like we said, 55% of our fresh fruits come from out of the US of A. 55%. That's a huge percentage of where our fresh fruit come from. Even though we grow our own, and even though we're constantly listening to folks buying out, like somebody come in and say, excuse me. Yeah, yeah, they do. Now some of these kids think that some of these mamas are short order cooks. This one want pancakes, this one want French toast, this one wants just a bowl of cereal. And you're right. If you didn't eat what your parents put in front of you, you went to bed hungry. And once that kitchen was clean, wasn't nothing else coming out it. Oh, coming out of there. These kids today are past spoiled. They're arrogant too. I'm not gonna eat that. And I'm like, okay. But my granddaughter wants her mom cooked something and I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. Ooh, she was telling somebody, my daughter don't eat that. And I looked at her, I said, yes, she do.
And she said, no, she don't. I said, she eat it all the time in my house. And she was like, Ma, I eat that. I just didn't like the way you cooked it. Shouldn't be saying that, but hey. Like some people said they didn't like Brussels sprouts because people would cook them till they was mushy. They was nasty. But I found a friend who knew how to caramelize the Brussels sprouts after baking them, and they were just absolutely delicious. So now I want to grow my own Brussels sprouts, try that same recipe to see if I can get that same flavor. So there's some things kids are introduced to and they love it because they like the way you cooked it. If it's well seasoned and if it's fresh. You can tell when vegetables are older than what they look on how they cook, how they smell, and how they taste. GT, how you know they taste like pennies? I ain't never sucked a penny. My mom said if you get hungry enough, you will eat whatever that don't eat first. Yep, starvation to do that. Pennies, yeah, I laughing at them too, bro. How you know pennies? What do pennies taste like? GT, why would you suck a penny? Mike said Brussels are no. What's wrong, Mike? Is it because you never had them cooked in a certain way, or what? What is it about? I know some people say certain foods they won't eat because it's a texture thing. Wife eats them like candy. They are good. Everybody knows what a penny tastes like. No, they don't. I don't. I know a penny is copper. Why would I suck a penny? Oh, GT, you got a strange childhood. I ain't never tasted a penny. Why in the world would I suck a penny? I never said suck, Miss Shirley. Oop, I ain't gonna mess with that. He said, taste a penny. That's the only way. Well, what did you do? Lick it? Any way it go, okay? I don't know what a flavor of a penny tastes like, okay? GT, why you playing? You silly. You are silly. Uh, hey, tell you had to laugh at that yourself. GT, you you like that naughty little boy that need to sit over in the corner somewhere and face the wall because you've been acting up. I can eat them if I cook in bacon and honey. Now that's good, but at that point, why bother? Why not? They still good. Well, it's raining out there now. I can hear the cars on the street. The ground is wet. Yeah, take them and wrapping in it. That sounds good. Broccoli's better. True that. True that. But Brussels sprouts is good too, and a lot of trace minerals and vitamins as well. I really been eating more broccoli, and I got a nice head of cauliflower in there, and I've been steaming it. I found me a double boiler, and I cut it and sit it on top. Even when they got them thick stems, I steam them too, because you can take once they're tender and steamed, you can take a knife and just peel out that outer layer and eat that whole chunk that's full of vitamins and minerals. I don't want to miss any of them. Just lick my fingers after giving the candy lady my quarter in pennies for a freeze cup. Oh, oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you done already told us a long time ago what kind of a child you was, GT. And you had that little sneaky laugh when you get to telling it about it because you tickle yourself sometimes. So, yeah, I already knew. Never liked cauliflower until I grew my own. Now I love it. Exactly. It's not healthy though. Do all that work to try to like them. I might as well eat a veggie. I like, okay, Mike, but hey, different strokes for different folks. Yeah, I do. GT. Now, you know, I came from an era where if you didn't eat what's sitting in front of you, you didn't eat at all. So I learned to like everything. Some things they didn't cook that often, so you didn't have a chance to build up a tolerance to hating it. And then certain people grew stuff, back in the day, them church dinners and stuff. Excuse me, all this lotion stuck to the top of my roof of my mouth. And everybody had a different way of making. Like somebody had the best garlic mashed potatoes, somebody made the best candied yams, somebody made the best greens, somebody made the best roast or whatever, or caramelized carrots and stuff. Everybody had their own recipe for making certain vegetables. And they made them to the point where you wanted them and you wanted a second or maybe even a third serving of them because they were seasoned just right and they were absolutely delicious. Hey, Tin, how are you, sweetie? Mm, my internet kissing her to you, sweetie. And try to grow it to see if it still tastes like pennies. You know what? You need to stop. Only GT could come in here and give us a story like that. But yeah, so and then I like sitting in the middle of the garden and pulling out carrots out the ground, swishing it around, or hose it off, and just eat it raw like that. I love eating. It's just like oh, I remember what I was saying earlier. How when your garden's in full bloom and you go out in your garden and you hungry and you come back full. I know I went out in my garden one day. I broke off a couple of sticks of celery, grabbed a few cherry tomatoes, grabbed a pepper. I had some berries, some strawberries, some blackberries, or something out there. By the time I left out of there, I was full and I didn't want to eat nothing else. It was all natural, no sprays or powders dusted on anything, and it just made you feel good. You didn't have heartburn, you didn't have indigestion, you didn't have any of those issues coming out of your garden. Thank you, Michelle. I got your mail. I haven't opened it yet though. I understand. I do. It'll it'll be ready for you when you're ready for it. And I hope it helps. Yeah. So we just have a phenomenal garden community. If there's seeds that you need and I got them, give me an email. I'll shoot them to you. I just mailed 2 more packets of seeds. Took me a minute. I ran out of stamps and money. But the stuff is on their way. So hopefully they'll be getting their stuff real soon. And if I don't grow it and you do, why should I sit on the seeds? It's just like Broke. Broke don't like radishes and some other stuff or onions. His wife like them though. But he'll send you those seeds in a heartbeat. But then these seeds aren't wasted. And if you know somebody else who likes this particular, it might be a daikon radish or a radish of some other kind that you might like, and you only need a couple of seeds. You don't need the whole packet. 4 or 5 seeds, send them to them. And if they can grow these plants to fruition and collect the seeds, then they never need to get seeds again from anybody else, and then they can share them. So, I done found out seeds that you grow yourself and send to someone else. To me, seems more of a guarantee of that seed germinating than when I originally got the seed from a packet. For some reason, it's like a second generation, and it's building up its energy in this inside of it to survive.
Like I still have seeds left over from my hibiscus that I collected, from my echinacea, my cantaloupe. I didn't know that a cantaloupe had that many seeds in it. And I even had some small melons that I saved the seeds from as well. And my peppers. Oh my goodness. I didn't know I had saved that many seeds from my peppers. And I have them in red, yellow, orange, purple, and green. So yeah. Anybody growing mushrooms, I would love to grow some. Um, I know Asia from Yellow Doors. She grows them, and she even have um, I don't know if she's an affiliate or not, but there's a good spot that she grows her that you need to check out her videos about her growing mushrooms. That might help you. Backyard garden flow. I have 12 Brussels sprouts. I'm picking from them now. My husband loves them. Okay. Yeah, and on Brooks' video, he was showing about his Brussels sprouts where he was taking all the leaves off of them because he want the plant to put all this energy in developing the Brussels sprouts. Oh, that's right. You grow them because she had them in the ground in her beds and everything. I'm sorry, Ro, my bad. And that's what I'm saying. Hey, Frugal Mama, thank you, girl. I tried to get up to watch you this morning. I was watching the inside of my eyelids. Yeah, the landlord has to send an exterminator over here. Behind me, I got a raccoon that then came down in my chimney and had babies. They got to get them out. Me and my cat were both sitting there doing this. Like they got to go. Duval said, my mama cooking was so good. We ate everything. When our house burnt, we went to the country to stay with my auntie. They had possums. I didn't eat that day. Hey, the first time I ate goat, I didn't know I had ate goat until they told me there. I was like, oh, this is so good. She said, I said, can I have some more? And everybody was looking at me, staring at me. I'm doing like this, like, what's going on? They was like, that was goat. And I was like, okay. And I said it was seasoned and flavored just right. It was tender. It had gravy on it. Can I have some more? And he was like, sure. I was like, okay. Yep. So, yeah. Yeah, I've had a few things that I didn't know what it was until after I ate it. And I gave my opinion on it. I never threw up. I never got sick. So, I'll let you know. Greetings, everyone. Happy Thursday. Ooh, yeah, that throat loss and helped a lot. I don't know what that was about. I got it. It's one thing having a dry mouth, but dry throat. Much better, much better. But anyway, in growing fresh fruits and vegetables, I've seen a lot of people have stepped up their A game on buying green stocks because they don't take up a lot of space. You can grow a lot of stuff in it, whether it's miniature tomato plants or small this, that, and the third. Then I seen some grow other stuff in there. I was like, Asia was growing potatoes in her green stock. And I never thought about growing potatoes in there. I know that I did throw a pickling cucumber vine in mine, but I put it on the lower half so it wouldn't overshadow the plants in the top, as it grows. And it's on a little spindle where every day, if I go out in the yard or take the trash out, I turn it. So I'm just waiting on the weather to warm up and stay at least 2 or 3 days in a row of the same temperature to give my plants a chance to really take hold and survive, because it's crazy. Like I said, it was 89 degrees yesterday. It was hot and muggy. I'm looking at my computer. It says 67 and cloudy. And it's supposed to drop down to 50 something later on. You, Roro, we in the same state. What's your temps down there in Akron? Because sometimes she might be 5 or 10 degrees warmer than here in Cleveland. Because I'm north. I think she's a little further south of me.
So yeah, that 5 or 10 degrees temperatures does make a difference when you're growing your veggies. Like right now, I'm so tickled pink. My snap peas, they all but one germinated and they're starting to go up. So I need to go out there and wrap some string around so that they can wrap themselves around it and grow up and cover my tower. And in the middle, I got calendula, and I hope once they grow out, it doesn't shade it out. But if they do, I will dig them out before they get too big and put them in their own separate pot. But only out of all the seeds I planted for my butterfly blue pea, only one germinated. So I'm gonna have to go out there and drop some more seeds because I do want some blue butterfly pea. My sorrel, it didn't come up. But I'm gonna drop some more. It's just been cold here. I mean, we've had nights that got down as far as 42 degrees. Excuse me. I don't want to go outside with a coat on much longer. If anything that likes warm weather want to come up and peep up and say, "Oh heck no," and then go back down, I don't blame it. So we go see. Miss J.K. Gardner says, "Funny thing, I had my family get me a green stalk for Mother's Day. I don't have any spot to put it in." Uh, just find a sunny spot and stick it there. That's all. It's 71 degrees and lightning. Okay, so that means it'll be heading my way because it said my weather report said it wasn't going to rain until Friday. Well, it started raining today, and it's been raining out there now. So I guess we're getting a tail end. No, we're getting the beginning. And as it finished coming out of Akron and heading towards Cleveland, we'll get it full fledged tomorrow. It's 71 degrees and lightning. Okay. That's why I was out there in the yard today trying to get as much in the ground as possible so that it can get watered in pretty good. Because I put cages, I put those Dollar Tree trash cans over them, and then I took tomato cages, kind of pushed it down to really make it hard for whatever's pulling my plants out of the ground a chance to survive. I'm fighting the animals already, and I haven't really gotten anything in the ground yet. Yeah. And you don't have to take your green stock and put it all in, one big tower. If you have a small spot that has only partial sun, you can, put up to and maybe three. I don't know if you got the 5 or 7 one, but oh, it's raining out there now, bro. We didn't get any thunder and lightning, but it's rain. I'm listening to it and it picked up. I got the door open and it's getting heavier. Yeah, it's raining out there already. I'm glad I got what I did in the ground, what I did today. uh, we have 85 now in Florida. Yeah, well, you in Florida. Angela Callaway. Good evening, sweetheart. Oh, yeah, it's coming down now. My daughter surprised me with the green stock on Mother's Day, and I have no idea what to put in it. I haven't even filled it with soil yet. You're going to need some soil. You're going to need a lot of soil. See, Roro, now you talked it up. Now it sounds like the heavens open up. It's coming down like cats and dogs. Yeah, it's raining out there now. Yeah, gonna need a lot of soil. Everything. You can put whatever you want in your green stock. 10. I I put stuff in. I've been watching everybody else plant their restock. I watch You Grow Row. I watch Be Better in Chicago. I watched Netta's Nest. I be watching all you guys, watching y'all playing. Gina versus Gina. I watch all you guys with your, green stocks with your plant in them. So this is it's it hasn't been a year yet since I got it. I planted it up last year. Stuff started growing, but then our temperature turned cold and killed just about everything in it. So this is my first real year of planting stuff now and hoping to see it go to flourishing in my green stock. And so far, my dill has taken. My celery. I have a tomato in it. I got strawberries that not only flowered, they're fruiting on the bottom that I just stuck in less than a week. They took right to it and they doing okay. Um, I dropped some seeds like kale and beets. They finally broke the surface. I put some bush beans in it. They have broke surface. I haven't seen the tarragon yet, but what else I put in there? I got some purple kale, and I got a lot of stuff in there. I can't even remember everything. I got so much stuff in there. And this I got seeds and starts and plugs. And everything's growing at a different rate, but they're starting to fill in. I think if our weather was a lot warmer and consistent, it would be a lot further than what it is now. So once this weather decides to warm up and stay that way, I think it'd be all right. You're over half an hour. Okay, I'm good. I'm gonna try to go for the hour. If I'm over a half hour, I'm gonna try to go for the other half. I mean the other hour. Yes, it has been cold here too, with morning temps of 39 degrees. Last couple of days at 80. Now it's 64 with more storms coming tonight. See, everybody catching the blues. Urban, what's up? How are you, girl? You got me saying Basil. I love the way you say Basil. You got me saying Basil. I don't even want to say Basil anymore. I love saying Basil. Thank you for stopping in this evening. I found out that I am allowed to have chickens, but I'm scared to get them because there's too many people around here would not let me be comfortable with having chickens. But then who is that was talking about chickens they had in the basement? I think it was Hands in the Dirt who said he had a friend, a pastor, some who had chickens in his basement and no one knew he even had them. I would like to have that too, and it's possible. My basement is big enough for them, but my neighbors downstairs, them baby kids, nah. Yeah, I'm good. I just go to my step granddaughter. She got chickens, and she give me chicken salad too. She split up the chicken salad between herself and me, so I'm good. I say it both ways. Depends on when you catch me. Oh, that's all right. But your accent, I love hearing you say Basil. Lots of diversity in your green stock machine. It is. Yeah, I got to do an update video. Like I said, I didn't know what to put in there. Like I said, I watch all you wonderful, beautiful gardeners dropping stuff in there. And some of y'all are like, I'm watching this new one. Oh man, what's her name? Kim's, is it Kim's Corner? I think she's in Ohio too. And she just bought number 14 green stock. And she got this one green stock that's nothing but lettuces in it. Oh my God. Not only is it healthy, but it's a thing of beauty. She has the loose leaf lettuce. She has the lettuce that grows to a head. She got it in purple lettuce. They're all different colors and leaf size. And the green stock looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's just appetizing to see it. And I'd be watching her harvesting, and she's also got beds in her neighbors' yards and green stalks. And she's doing quite well. So I've been watching other channels as well. Um, I like everybody has their own way of growing things. I like some people like what is that? Mm, I tell you, I have a fart day today. I have stuff on my mind, and the next minute it's gone. But anyway, everybody buy different fertilizers, whether it's liquid or organic. Not everybody is hip to or like 511. And yes, Kim's Gardens looks great. Yeah. And the work she puts in. And so I just like, and the Freedom one too. I was watching her earlier today. Her garden is phenomenal. Her husband be out there building everything, greenhouses, walkways, trellises, and stuff. I just watched some of these shows and I'm just in awe. I was just like, I was like maybe about 20 years ago.
I would have been like them guys because I had the energy, and I had that go getter kind of attitude. Now that I've gotten a little older, I had to slow down. I had to slow down. Um, I used to grab a 25-pound bag of mulch or soil and throw it over my shoulder. I didn't wait for them guys at them, big box stores to load up my flatbed. I throw it up and roll it over to the counter and pay for it, take it out to the car, pop the trunk, throw that stuff in, and go on home. And then when I pull up in the driveway, I would take them bags up. I said, well, I'm going to put this soil and this mulch in here. And I would drop off the bags at each spot that I was working in so I wouldn't constantly keep moving it from the back to the front and doing this, that, and the third. Now I look at it. Who was that? My nephew came over yesterday and he got ready to go. I said, I need you to take. I got this huge bag of black cow. They selling black cow at Wally World now. Black cow and pot and soil, so I can start filling up some of my grow bags and stuff. I was like, no, take this up front or take it over to the garden lot or whatever. Yeah, her grow tent is huge. Yeah, that's Freedom Song is great too. Yeah, I watch. I love watch. And what I like about her is that she'll tell you in a heartbeat. I don't know what I'm doing. If you know what I'm doing or how I should do this or what it's supposed to be, put your comment down in the chat to let me know. And she will follow some of the suggestions of some of the folks who are experienced and just enjoy watching the freshness of someone who knows they don't know anything about gardening. They're just going by their faith and trust that if they do it right, they'll get what they need. And so I'm just saying, I'm watching different shows and I'm enjoying the diversity of gardeners in our garden community. It's so much we can learn from one another. Not everybody does the same thing, has the same methods, use the same products. Whereas I might use a bamboo stake to stake my tomatoes, you want to use a metal pole. You want to wear a T-post because you figure it's sturdier and you can take some zip ties and tie your plant to it or whatever. So everybody has their own way of doing things. And like we all say, no one can tell us how to grow in our garden. They can give us suggestions on what we can do and how to do it. And it's up to us to do the research to see if it's valid to do it that way to get what you want to grow. But as you grow with your garden, you're growing wisdom and you find out what works for you and what don't, what's cost effective for you and what's not. Whether you want to learn about hydroponics or the cracky or raised bed or um, in-ground bed, or whether you want to do a 5-gallon buckets or grow bags, 5-gallon grow bags, 7-gallon grow bag, 10-gallon grow bag, or whether you want to buy the big pots. Stop it, Mike. And what have you. There are so many ways to garden, but the bottom line is grow something. Some people say they don't have any windows in their apartment. They don't get enough sunlight. Well, that's where you start investing and saving up for grow lights for inside and setups. People have grow tables. You can even bring a green stock inside your house. Just to put some kind of contraction on the bottom of it to catch the water as it rolls out so it can recycle. But you can do the same thing inside as well as outside. The only thing that's holding you back is yourself because there's too many ways to garden. It's too many methods of growing. So yeah, Mike, stop. Leave her alone. She's quiet. They quiet. So leave her alone. So I just want to say to all you folks that's out there in garden land, don't stop growing. Encourage your friends and families to grow something, even if it's one tomato plant, because it's going to give you enough tomatoes if they keep it watered and fertilized, or one pepper plant that's going to give you peppers for its same thing, keep it watered and fertilized. Let them start out small and gradually add. Don't overwhelm yourself to the point where you just start and stop and neglect and fail because it was just too much. Start small and work your way up. It's just like a new job. You go in there with all these expectations that you're going to go in here and you're going to kill it. You know, you got the skills, you got this, that, and the other, and you get in there and you be like, oh, this is not what I thought it was. But I'm going to give it my best shot. And then the more you learn, the better you become. To the point where you got your own system set up and you can do your own thing and grow whatever you want. Just like you learn all the systems on a new job, you can get in and show some of them other old timers shortcuts or a better way to do certain things. You got to start at the bottom and work your way up. And your foundation starts with your soil. Because if your soil ain't right, whatever you put in it's not going to be right. Just like a foundation of a house. It's got to be flat. It's got to be sturdy. It's got to be even. You don't want your house looking like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. All right, you want it this way. So when you start with the right foundation, you can build anything on top that's going to be sturdy and going to last. It's raining outside. What time is it? 8, almost 9 o'clock, and they out there cutting the grass. You know, some people just don't have common sense. I'm talking about. Mike said replace light bulbs with 3,500, or is that 30? All right, K. Daylight bulbs. Every light's a grow light. Yeah. I used shop lights for the longest. I didn't know anything about grow lights. I used regular shop lights. I used to have them all the way down like this and had it on a chain with S hooks and that's a plant screw. I did it like that, and they were just as fat and what they call stocky. I had the best ceilings you ever wanted to see. That was years ago, and I really was into that. I didn't know nothing about grow lights. Regular shop lights. They give off heat and they get bright too. If you can't afford, those grow lights, because they can get expensive and they're not always the big ones. You get one that's like this big and they want 45 to $50 for it. And I'm like, I'm not paying that kind of money for that. Yeah, that's when you start going online and checking, Etsy, Amazon, Temu, and all the rest of them. Cassandra said we had a gardeners and meet and greet at work today. It was so fun. Oh, that's nice. Not everybody pull up like that. Any red light, use a grow light. Okay. My neighbor mows in the rain. Yeah, they out there mowing in the rain now, which is the dumbest thing I ever heard. Yeah. Yeah, I never heard of a job that had a great. Oh, I guess according on your occupation. Food, forest, permaculture. Where you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Nice to see you popping in tonight. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Uh, everybody's you swap plants. Yeah. Everybody saying hi to Howie. Yes, indeedy. It's nice to see him in here. So yeah. Ooh, excuse me. I gotta reposition my leg. I'm using my fancy pillow. Oh, that feel much better. Okay. So yeah. So since we got 55% of our fresh fruit coming from other countries, how are you going to supplement your fresh fruit? Not everybody has room for fruit trees. Not everybody who has fruit trees have produced as many as they would like. Some people have been showing their plum trees, mulberry trees, peach trees and stuff. that produce abundantly this year. Didn't do that good last year, but they doing a bang up job this year. Excuse me. And then Broke showed a video of all the diseases that can attack your fruit trees, the oozing out, the worms and the fungal diseases and what have you, and how they can pass from one tree to another. So they try to tell you, if you buy a peach tree, don't get the same kind, get a different variety. It will help with fertilization. And also, one might be more disease resistant than another. And when you order your fruit trees, you try to see that as well. You try to see if they're cold tolerant to what, 10 minus 10 degrees or minus 10, or if they're disease resistant and stuff. So they're always coming out with new hybrids of this, that, and the third. And you have to try that as well. So yeah, it's so much stuff that we're constantly learning. You will never, I don't care if you live to be 1,000 years old, know everything about gardening. You will always learn something new every single season. If it's not about a new variety of tree or a new variety of a seed, whether this seed used to be nothing but a regular seed, as far as height, but now it comes in dwarf or miniature or tiny. And so that would be more conducive of growing in your hydroponics. Or if you have a small area to grow in, that doesn't take up a lot of space, you can still grow that particular tomato, or have a tomato taste or a pepper taste or whatever. Um, And a lot of us like to cook fresh from our garden. We like to have fresh greens or cabbage or Brussels sprouts or a bell pepper or whatever. It's the coolest thing ever. This story to me will never get old. I was cooking spaghetti once, and I only had one bell pepper, and I normally like to put two or three. I was like, dog, I was meant to get some more when I went to the store. And then I was like, dummy, go outside your side door. I got this huge bell pepper plant on the side door that is so fragrant. You could smell that there are green bell peppers. When you walk in your produce department at the supermarket, you don't smell no veggies at all. None. If you do, it's only one particular one, and they super ripe. That's the only reason you'll smell it. And I went down, it was loaded with bell peppers. I got me two or three of them. I was sniffing them like this, bringing them in the house. Cut them bad boys up, throwed it in that spaghetti because I already had onions from my yard and garlic or whatever. That spaghetti was the bomb. It was so good. My neighbor upstairs, I cook a lot and I share with him. And he's so funny. Craig said one day he cracked. He was like, "We ain't had spaghetti in a while." And I looked at him. I said, "Who is we?" That's when I made spaghetti that day. And he came down and knocked on the door. He said, "Can I have another bowl?" Sure. So yeah, it's nothing like cooking out your own yard. My walking onions then walked all over my yard. My walking onions then walked into pots that I didn't even plant them in. And when they say walking, they ain't kidding. I've had walking onions walk from one side of my yard to the other. So I would be laughing at you, Ro, when she said she found that lady who had all them walking onions, because I got walking onions that's popping up in places I know I ain't planting no onions in. And it's just funny that I actually started paying attention to them. And when they got that little seed pod on the top and you start sending it going down like this, I was like, oh, it's getting ready to walk somewhere else. And actually watch it bend over and touch the ground and start somewhere else. But yeah, yeah. So it's just fun. And you know what? I enjoy all you guys in our garden community. I don't take none of y'all for granted. I love the wisdom. I love that you don't mind sharing with others in the community. It doesn't make a difference if they new to the community or if they've been here since day one on your channel or what have you. But you have the willingness to want other folks to do better. you want people to be able to be a little more self-sufficient once they leave our lives than what they were when they first came in. They might have came into our lives just to see what we're about and listen to the information we might have or the methods we may use or whatever the reason. But hopefully that when they leave, they took something with them that helps them out. Like they said, just because you come in my live, I go check out your channel. It's up to me to say whether I like it or not, or whether I want to follow that individual and see what they're doing and how they're progressing, or whether or not, no, that ain't my cup of tea. We all have that choice. And I'm glad that we do. And for the most part, we try to support one another. And we have learned a lot of new people, met a lot of new people. And next year for the Soil Family Expo will be year number 5. It's got to be one to blow the books. 5 years. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be able to, if I have to be in a wheelchair with a cast on, I'm going to get up and boogie and do something. I can't wait till next year. I'm looking forward to it. Mike said he liked walking onions. Okay. Yeah, we know you like them. Love you too, boo. Yes, you Roro. Yeah. And that's what I like about, like I said, I learned about things that I never thought that I would learn at this age and time. They said that you supposed, my mom used to always say, if you don't learn something new every day, it's because you're not paying attention. She said, quit talking all the time and listen. You'll be surprised what you'll learn if you just shut up and listen. And she's so right. And like when I'm at the supermarket and I'm in the garden section and people get to talk, I'm doing like this. I'm trying to hear if they need help or they're looking for help or they're giving somebody some advice. Miss J.K. Gardner says, wouldn't it be great if we had the ability to do a plant swap in our community? Well, we have them in our community. Here, where I live at, they got them all the time. But for all of us to get together in that would be awesome. Mike say anything that survives my zone. Yeah. J3, I would like for us to have a cruise where everybody can meet together. Oh my goodness. That would be off the chain. Yeah. If we all could get together and do that. We probably could do it at the Soil Family Expo. I might not be able to do it. I would have to ship mine. They probably wouldn't let it on the airplane. They can't fly over state lines. So that would be nice though. Everybody pull up and pick up trucks and U-Hauls or whatever. You have a serious plant swap. That would be awesome. But that would take a lot of organization and a lot of get together. That would be massive though. It would be cool, but it would be massive. That's right, y'all. Drop y'all. Yes. Thank you. Urban. Thank you for dropping. Yeah. Duval. Thank you. Drop them lines. Drop them numbers. Yeah, I got less than 13 seconds and I did 2 hours. Thank you guys so much. And thank y'all for staying with me after having this little throat fiasco. I don't know what this is about, but I'm glad I'm feeling so much better. And thank you for coming in. I will see you guys in these YouTube streets. And I love you all. And I want you to like, share, and subscribe. I love one and other and everyone that's in here. To stop by to see this old lady on a Thursday night. I appreciate you guys. Y'all just don't know how you lighten up my life. Thank you for coming in. And you show me that you like me just a little bit. Hit that notification button so that you'll be notified of any new videos I might upload. And as I always say, enjoy your day And come back next Thursday, Easter Standard Time at 7 o'clock to see Miss Shirley OG. Y'all come back now. You hear?